Yo, what's up, code phonies? Today, I'm going to be using this app called TeamBlind. I'll actually be on the website because it's easy to see, but it's a really fun way to kill some time and find out about what's going on behind the curtains at the big tech companies. But before we head over to TeamBlind, a quick message to our sponsor, you. If you hit that like and subscribe button for me as a real quick favor, I would greatly appreciate it. And let's get straight to the polls. Alright, I logged in and I have a few questions that I found already, and I haven't really read them other than the title. And let's see what we got. So here, does leak code end? I'm studying for an Amazon final round interview in a few weeks. I've leak coded for FAANG in the past, and I will probably leak code for FAANG in the future. Does it ever end? I mean, in my opinion, I would keep leak coding, just even if I'm already in FAANG, just periodically just keep my data structures and algorithm skills up, because you never know when you have to move on. The answers that were given are: I escaped leak code by moving into management, I escaped leak code by leaving software, I escaped leak code by refusing to interview at companies that require it, I don't foresee escaping leak code in the short-term future. I'm personally thinking of this one. I don't foresee escaping leak code in the short-term future. That's just because personally, with my goals, I want to be, I just want to become a better software engineer and move up in the software engineering ranks. And let's see. Vote. I don't foresee escaping leak code in the short-term future. Yeah, so 75% of other highly potentially software engineers also chose that answer. So I guess that shows us where the industry's mind is. Let's read some of the comments. I enjoy leak code as long as the expectations are not unreasonable. So I mean, from what I've seen, some people just get thrown random hards, just the luck of the draw. I've heard that FAANG asks leak code even to a 20-year-old person, but to other companies, they might look at your broader experience and skills. So I mean, it makes sense. You can be 20 years old and have the skills to bring to the table if you understand data structures and algorithms. So I don't see why they wouldn't. I'm okay being asked leak code, just don't expect a perfect optimal solution to a leak code hard in 35 to 40 minutes. I mean, I can't even do leak code hard without looking at the solution. I mean, I can barely do any mediums, to be honest. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Teammate overdoing the tasks. Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. Working on a mutually dependent task, I can see all that my teammate writes is a no-brainer, loads of functions that spans just 1 to 2 lines each. He has written about 45 such functions in one night. He says it helps keep the code modular. Most often than not, I feel it's just redundant code that adds verbosity to the code base. And no, he isn't writing setter-getters. He is slicing functions that could go understandably 10 lines into 2-liners. Okay. Does not listen to me at all. I can't talk behind his back. Is it my fault? Is he right? Should I adapt? Team is new and there are no coding standards to point out. So, as tradition on TeamBlind, apparently, you state your years of experience and your total compensation package. That sounds amazing. And but in my opinion, out of these answers, I don't think he's right. Maybe he should be corrected. Complain to a manager. I don't know if that's my style, but block his code review. I don't really even understand what that means. Maybe this is from a tech lead perspective. Bring in better coding standards and team's attention. I think I would go with the last one. I wouldn't. That way, you're not really calling him out specifically. But if you set the stage for better coding standards, because 1 to 2-liners aren't really understandable by anyone but yourself, in my opinion. I would rather have the 10 lines that are really readable than 2-liners that aren't. So I'm going to vote for this one. All right, it seems like most people agree with me. And yeah, okay. Let's read some comments. He has read clean code, I think. I guess maybe I should read that book. I think it's all subjective, to be honest. I just want someone to, like, if I'm not working on the project anymore and someone has to look at my code, it would be a nightmare if they couldn't read that. If they couldn't understand it, you know? Yeah, sounds like he has OCD. Okay, next, FAANG Layoffs. Okay, this is 3 hours ago. Today's June 22nd. So, Facebook, Google, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, folks, do you fear layoffs now that Microsoft and LinkedIn did it despite strong financials? If yes, please give your rationale. Okay. I am not from FAANG, but okay, so the answers are I am from FAANG and I fear layoffs. I am from FAANG and I do not fear layoffs. I am not from FAANG and I think they will lay off too. I am not from FAANG and I do not think that they will lay off. I'm not from FAANG and I kind of feel like eventually they will because, well, no, everyone's staying at home is benefiting these companies anyway. So, I mean, LinkedIn, people are doing hiring freezes. So it kind of makes sense that LinkedIn would lay off because they're not getting as many clients. So LinkedIn is probably funded by like a premium service, so in ads. So I'm gonna go with this one. I'm not from FAANG, and I think they will lay off too. So most of these votes are coming from people actually from FAANG, and they do not fear layoffs. Which, I mean, that sounds like a good sign. I'm not from FAANG, and I do not think that they will lay off. Okay, so most people don't think that there's going to be more layoffs. And I'm in the minority here, so they don't lay off, they PIP. Okay, that's even worse. So pipping, if you guys don't know, is a performance improvement plan. And once you get pipped, you're basically let go with reason. So that's not a good thing. They did not lay off engineering, only impacted HRs, which, I mean, still sucks, but most of people watching my channel are interested in the engineering aspect. So that's good news for us, not so good news for HR people. And I still feel bad for them. All right. Moving on. Genuine answers only. Why do Amazonians feel burnout? So it's kind of like an inside joke on TeamBlind. Apparently, Amazonians work like they have no work-life balance. They just work all the time and they burn out really easily. I don't know from first-hand experience, but let's see. So this guy's from Dell. He's asking this question. Maybe he's interested in working at Amazon. So the answers are, there's a lot of creative work that's new. Figuring out solutions for such problems drains my brain. Okay, that makes sense. Too much repetitive and ops work. I want to do something creative, and not doing so will cause burnout. Sounds kind of like the opposite of the first one. I'll comment the actual reason. Who the hell told you I'm experiencing burnout? So, I don't want to do like a dishonest answer, but so I'm just gonna do this one. So 26% of people either did what I just did, and they just wanted to see, like, or I don't know. Wait, okay, so too much repetitive and ops work got the most votes. I want to do something creative, and not doing so will cause burnout. Okay, so, I really thought it was gonna be this answer. There's a lot of creative work that's new. Figuring out solutions for such problems drains my brain. But apparently there's too much repetitive and ops work. So let's look at some comments. I'm an Amazonian that has done 99.98% ops and documentation work and virtually no dev work. It's the same for the rest of my team. Fortunately, I have good work-life balance where I work about 35 to 40 hours a week. I'm mentally exhausted and I feel that the longer I stay here, the less I have to show for my experience. Is it possible to burn out where I'm underworked? Anyway, I'm lead coding in my free time and casually interviewing around. Internally, roles have been open and shut since there's already a queue of people waiting for a team match while the hiring manager tells me I have to do like 2 to 3 rounds of technical screenings. Oh, I mean, as a developer, that does sound pretty stressful because you're not really doing what you came in to do. I mean, documentation is important for sure. But yeah, I'd have to agree with him in that situation. So when I worked at a Seattle non-FAANG, we would still get an influx of burnt out Amazonians interviewing for the chill culture of the company. I don't think I ever passed a single Amazonian, the biggest reason being that when I wanted to deep dive into their technical tasks, there wasn't a lot they could give me. It boiled down to the fact that they had a lot of busy work, but not a lot of time to grasp what they were doing to relay it in an interview setting. Okay? So it kind of sounds like they thought that working at Amazon would be enough for them to get other jobs. That's why you gotta leak code, I guess. So here, someone actually from Amazon. Oh, this guy too, yeah. Everything I do is dictated by the software development engineer 3s on my team. I guess that's a high rank. I no longer try and come up with innovative ways to code. I just do what I'm told. The work is mind-numbingly boring. I'm not sure how much value we're even providing. It's a slog, and I'd leave if we weren't in a pandemic. Okay, that sounds really fun. Constant pressure to do everything while starving team of resources. Okay. Unfair pip process. Even if you're a top performer, you get pipped. You getting pipped is influenced heavily by manager and or backstabbing teammates influencing the manager. Okay, this doesn't sound fun. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. Oh man, getting laid off tomorrow at Veritas. Tomorrow the hammer is coming for 300 Veritas folks. I haven't coded much in the last few months and my web domain knowledge is hazy now. Should I just leak code or do a side project and then leak code? I have a pretty decent network and can get an interview at several FAANGs. It's been a good vacation time to join the rat race again. Okay, so I mean, if you already work at like a startup or something as a software engineer, I would honestly say just leak code only, unless your portfolio is like horrible, you know. But okay, so most people agree with me because going through leak code for FAANG, that's a huge process. It's gonna take you a lot of time. You're probably not gonna have enough time to work on a project once you're leak coding. How do you know it's you? What? Oh, okay. How does he know it's him getting laid off? This is the guy from Workday. So unexpected meeting invite. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Sounds about right. Well, good luck, dog year, in getting a new job. I'm sure you'll do fine. So yeah, if you guys like this kind of content, I really enjoyed doing that. I was having a blast. Leave me a few comments about what you thought about these polls. If you have a different answer for one of the polls that you want to share, just feel free to let me know. And I'll be happy to discuss it with you guys. This is Code Pony out. Peace.